Hello. Today I want to go over how I stay organized as a bedridden disabled person. So first things first. So I do have this netting above my bed, and as you can see, it is primarily for my squishmallow friends, and then I've got the bigger ones off to the side. It is definitely a squishmallow haven. I recently purchased this light, which is very nice because it's on a flexible gooseneck and it has a bunch of different options for usage. It has a timer, it has a night light, it has the power button, obviously, and then you can change the warmth of the light and the brightness of the light. Another thing that I have on the side of my bed, so obviously I have my power strip for my 18,000 devices, and to manage the cords, I do have these little magnetic like holder things. They just attach to whatever surface. This one is unfortunately broken, so it is being held by some Scotch tape right now. But this kind of keeps things a little bit organized over in this area. Then I have this organizer thing that sits between my mattresses. Like there's a little flap thing that kind of anchors it. And I put all of my paperwork in there. So if you're in the US, you know there's a lot of insurance paperwork, etc. So I've got my notebook in there. I've got medical bills, appeals, all that kind of stuff. Any important paperwork sits in that little caddy there. And then I also have some of my imaging discs, a pad of sticky notes, etc. Anything I might need that is related to administrative work type stuff. I also have a little massage gun in there. Behind that is a little container for baby wipes, which I can use to wipe down my body and to wipe down my face if I'm starting to feel kind of yucky. Behind that is a electrolyte bottle that I use to discard my syringes in. And before anybody comes for me, this is legal per the New York State DEC disposal guidelines. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the exterior. Now, this is sort of the star of the show. So I used to have a different nightstand that only had two drawers, then it had like a little cubby hole, and then it had the top shelf area. And it just wasn't working out because I couldn't really find stuff and there was a lot of wasted vertical space, and I just needed a different organizational system for all my different things. So I kind of sat down, took all the stuff out, looked at it, tried to divide things up into categories as best as I could, and then figured out how many drawers I would need to kind of fit everything, and then found a nightstand that kind of fits into that category. And the nice thing about this nightstand is that there are casters on the bottom. So theoretically, if you're strong enough, you could roll this thing out of the way so that when you make your bed, you can get into the corner. That was the other issue that I was facing, was that I couldn't get the sheet on the corner here on the side that I sleep on. Oh, and before I go through the nightstand, the other thing I keep by my bed is an N95 because I do have caretakers coming in every so often, and sometimes they just come in and I need to have an N95 ready. So for the top of my nightstand, big supplements that I take frequently throughout the day are kept up here, along with any type of fluids, water, electrolytes, etc. Lotion. I have hand sanitizer because I do give myself injections, and then toothpaste and a lip gloss that has to be upright, otherwise it leaks all over the place. Ask me how I know. And then my toothbrush. Okay, so top drawer. This is where my hobby stuff kind of lives. So any knitting projects will live here, and also my Steam Deck. Next drawer, I've got supplements in here. I do have like this container that has more supplements in there, disposable spoons. I also keep some snacks in here, and then some odds and ends like gloves to put on my compression stockings so I don't rip them, floss, my pill cutter, other medications, some charging cables. I think there's a flash drive in here somewhere. Other medications that I might need easy access to, like famotidine. I've got Tylenol in here in these little containers. They're kind of nice, and you should label them. They're not labeled, but they should be labeled. Band-Aids, Zofran, that kind of stuff. So that's the second drawer. The third drawer is what I'm sort of labeling as my medical drawer. So I've got my injection stuff, I've got my nasal spray, earplugs. Okay, face cream is not medical. I've got my face wipes that I use on my face when I feel up to it at nighttime. More flossing stuff. I think this is like that silicone bandage stuff for scars, pulse socks, that kind of stuff. This drawer is my beauty drawer or self-care drawer. So it's got hair stuff, makeup stuff. This is actually a thing, a little pen and pencil holder. I got it from Target for like $2 or $3. It's really cute. And yeah, other makeup stuff, a pore cleaner. But yeah, that's it in here. Oh, and I do have my home INR meter in here because it does not fit in the other drawer. Although maybe I should be rearranging things. So all of the medical stuff is in the medical drawer, and all of the makeup stuff, face stuff is in this drawer. Maybe that'll be a task for me for another day. And then the bottom drawer, I can't show you because it has some things that are not appropriate for the internet. I also keep my bigger supplements down there and my butterfly clips, and I think I've got some photo albums down there as well. So that's it. So that's how I keep myself organized as a bedridden person, and it allows me to get all of my tasks done from bed. It allows me to keep up with my injections, keep up with face care, although I don't really keep up with face care, but I have the tools to do it. I just need to have the energy to do it. But by having things set up this way, all I have to do is reach over and grab what I need. So yeah, so this system has worked out pretty well for me. So if you have any questions or have any other suggestions for things that you have used personally that have helped you that you want to share with others, leave it in the comments below. All right, bye.